I think entrepreneurs always have low points. For an entrepreneur, just life at the moment, I've got my new business, Skinny Candy. You get hit with so many people telling you, oh, it won't work, they're not going to sell it. And so it's all about low points, funny enough, entrepreneurship. I think people have got a glamorous idea of entrepreneurship. What they don't really know is that actually there's a lot of hard work, a lot of dross, and a lot of low points to the point that people are rejecting you. But I don't really see this as low points. I just see this as part of the journey.
Going through tough times is inevitably very difficult, and it's very difficult for the people at the top of the business and very difficult for those within it. And that's one of the important messages, to make sure if you are in a business that involves a number of people, that everyone is involved in it. I was in a company that was under threat, and lo and behold, by sharing that threat with everyone, we didn't remove it, but everyone said, okay, let's fight it together. So one of the best advice I can give is share it. Don't hug it to yourself. Don't think you've got to solve it on your own, unless you're a one-man band, then you've got no choice. But involve the others in it. Really try and understand the problem and really kind of get to the root of it and say, okay, let's patiently tackle it and work our way through.
Being a business person, your life is always going to be filled with, highs and lows. For me, a low point is the sort of thing that drives me on even harder. And I am somebody anyway that is driven in the face of adversity. So, when I had, for example, perfidious competition and companies were trying to steal my business, that just drove me to be even better than I was before. When I tried to open a store in Dublin and I was intimidated by the Dublin Corporation, and then I received a bullet through the post, whilst I actually considered, obviously, what am I doing? I thought, no, I'm not going to be bullied. And I went ahead and opened it, and it's actually one of our top 3 performing stores.
There were some low points when one felt that you just couldn't go on. However, we did. And it's very important. The low points normally come, there's always disappointment in life, but they normally come when you're starting out a business. You just think you can't go on. You have to have the courage and the fortitude just to battle against all, because that's when you're going to need it, when you start out, because it's, you get all kinds of doors slammed in your face, you're small, you're vulnerable, and you've just got to have the courage to keep on going in spite of yourself.
I made 2 really, really big calls. One was when I was facing bankruptcy, when I was restoring the Lost Garden to Heligan, and I was so skint that I couldn't pay any bills, and a venture capitalist offered me a really small sum to bail me out for 50% of the company. And I used a very famous phrase. I said, fuck off. Because I knew that I couldn't live with myself if I'd done that, and I wouldn't actually want to do it anymore if I didn't own it. There's something about ownership. Sorry, that bad language, wasn't it? Forgive me. That's the biggest call I've made, because it would change my life, the fact that Heligan then became very, very successful. The biggest call I made here at Eden was again a moment of theatre, where the Millennium Commission had actually turned us down, and I held a press conference to say that they were very supportive but weren't going to give us the money at this time. And I did that because I knew that the rhythm was going right with this place, and I was absolutely certain that if I said it with a certain degree of conviction, within a short period of time everybody else would have believed it too, and they did.
Just accept the fact it could be better, accept the fact every day you come to work there are issues, and work together and trying to in a focused way to make them better.
How to cope? Oh, I just think psych yourself up. I believe in self-help books. I think those books are good because the sort of human common denominator is to sink down to a level of hopelessness and fear. So it's up to you to kind of press delete on the fears and psych yourself up constantly. Because read the papers and stuff is all negative information. So it's your role to just think about what you want and just focus on that.